Welcome to the Gransberry Chronicles weekly pick'em. It's week 5, and I'm your girl, the Gransberry, aka the Stadium Queen, and I got my boy DJones on my left. What's up, DJones?
What's happening? What's popping with you?
Hey, it's 1 month down, of football, 4 games in,
Yeah.
starting to hit the little stride of the season. So I'm feeling
Mm-hmm.
pretty good. Shout out to my favorite daughter, because that's what I am.
Square business. Okay.
Square business. I don't know what my sister is. She's one of those children in there somewhere. Anyway, that was a little shade.
I
But
mean, what brought? What did she do? What did she do to deserve the shade this week? I don't know. Or you just feeling
well,
good?
I just shared a wonderful article that spoke highly of firstborns, and for some reason, she didn't see it the same.
Oh, okay. Well,
I mean,
some reason, maybe
for
because she
some
got
reason,
okay.
yeah. But
Interesting.
look, last week, got to shout out our boy Gonzalez. He said, "Where is Coach Bpat?" And we got him from up under his entanglement. Well, I don't know if we got him from up under his entanglement, because he entangled tonight.
Hey, it's always an entanglement with
But
coach.
bring in Coach Bpat.
Come on, nigga.
Coach,
Come on in the room. In the
Coach,
room. In the room.
you live with an
What's
entanglement.
good? What's good?
Hey,
Whatever.
the people asked for you, so we had to track you down and get you here, because they was calling your number. They wanted to
Yeah.
know where was Coach Pat.
Man, it's been crazy. It's just been crazy.
Is that
Just
what it is? Are you in love? Is that what's going
mm,
on?
I'm in love with money.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
Oh, okay. You
So
in love with the coco. Okay. All right. Well,
Mm,
look, before we get into
mm.
the week 5, we have to have just a small fun for week 4 and say our team got to win.
Yes, my lord. I need,
man,
I need a clap button or something.
Yeah. Um, and so I'm gonna have a small rant in general.
Mm-hmm.
Everything has become, you can't even have an opinion, because it's destroyed every time, even when it's just good good conversation. So for instance, everybody's like, well, yeah, the Texans won. They played a team that's having a hard time this year. The goal is to win. That's the goal, right?
Yeah.
And then they're like, yeah, you beat up on a team that wasn't good. Well, shouldn't you beat up on a team that isn't good? Because on Saturday in college ball, we're all down in a team if they're a top ranked team and they don't destroy their opponents
They barely win.
and they
hell no.
barely win. They're like, you sell it. I mean, the fan world tried to crucify Manning for being hyped up about his touchdown over a less competitive team. So to me, we don't know what we want, right? Because at the end of the day, you should dominate weaker teams and you should be in battle with tougher teams. And that's what we expect. And so when we say things like, man, that was a good game, it's because we believe both teams were good competitors and we wanted to see it. And outside of football, the best immediate example was last night, Indiana Fever versus Las Vegas Aces. That was two good teams in a good battle. It got to the point where regardless of who you were going for, you was watching good basketball, domination, bucket for bucket, foul for foul, play for play. And just, I literally was at a softball game trying to watch that game at the same time and screaming in the stands at the wrong time. Y'all know how I scream too, so it was bad.
Mm-hmm.
But the point is, that's what competitors look like. When
Yeah.
you have blowouts, people leave early, they're less interested. So at the end of the day, stop picking arguments on opinions of things that should be happening. So before the game, you would expect with the personnel, on the Texans, they should come in and dominate. It's the same reason why most people picked the Texans for week 4. And when they didn't, people had things to say. But let's stop the whole, well, you beat up on a bad team. You're supposed to. And then why just go to the park and take the ball from the little kids? Because they know they bigger. They know they can.
Debo took the bike.
So we was Debo this weekend. We've been Debo'd a few times.
Hey.
Christmas Day.
So with that, let's move into our teams for the week.
So who you got as your snob approved teams this week? Who you loving this week?
So from week 4, I have to give a shout out, like I said, again to the Texans, because one, they hadn't had a shutout since 2010. It's always good to beat the Titans any day of the week. Any day of the week. It's always good to beat the Titans.
Wish we could do it twice on Sundays.
Okay. And in that, I have to give Woody. Woody was laying the wood. He was receiving touchdowns, rushing touchdowns. You know, got to give him his shout out. So he's approved on my list. And at the same time, we got to shout out Eagles defense and special teams. And there's a dual effect there because, you know, in order to win, you need good defense. But special teams has just been on point weekly for them. And I put out an interesting comment throughout the week on social media after some of the, you know, games on Sunday and going into Monday. I made the comment about how it seems that a lot of kicks are being blocked. And it wasn't me being against special teams. It's just like, I'm thinking like, okay, the rules hadn't changed. Like you can only jump certain ways. You can only leap a certain way. So I was like, what's with all the blocks? Well, it's a different reason. Now the kickers can keep their balls all week, pause, at their stadium and practice with them. So they're a little bit more broken in by the time they get ready to kick. And so in that, it helps them kick further. So that's why we have all these longer distance kicks, because the balls aren't brand new or game day balls, pause, for them to use. But that makes a difference to why you're like, I don't know, why is he kicking 58? Not that you don't want him to, but you're just like, that's not even his thing.
Yeah,
but Nick, you're a little bit more comfortable.
Nick Folk been kicking for 40 years.
Right.
And hit his longest of his career on Sunday.
Correct.
58. Yeah.
But the downside to that is those balls also have a little bit, it seems to be a slower projection up. Which if you got a quick enough person, they can catch that ball on the way up and block it. Which I think is playing into it on both sides. You're getting further kicks, but you're also creating more opportunity for block punts. And I like it because, you know, we don't see injuries. We're not seeing a ton of injuries from it, right? Yeah. So I love the competitiveness of it. And I love all of it because immediately when it happened in the Dallas and Green Bay game, people didn't think much of it, but it was very crucial and turned out to be very important for them to run back that block PAT. Yeah, because that 2 points put them in a position to even be in the game to go to overtime, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So at the end of the day, you get every point you can get. So with that in mind, now I have to say my team for the week. And that would go back to Dallas and Green Bay. I disapprove. I disapprove of the tie for several reasons. Because
participation awards.
I'm sorry?
Participation award.
When it's tied like that. It's not so much that they tied. It's just that I'm a little concerned about what I thought was like a powerhouse defense getting a bonus piece. I'm not seeing that execution. That's what I was expecting when Parsons arrived in Green Bay. I felt like, they were here and it would go here. And I just feel like it still hasn't. And mind you, he's still being double teamed, all of that. That's not what I mean. I'm just saying, I just, expected a little bit more, control there. I mean, Dak's playing great. He keep putting up 40 burgers on folks, but I'm just looking for these defenses to show up, and I just didn't get it.
Well, no excuses, but the secondary was injured. They was playing against backups in the secondary. They had a great game plan against Michael. No, nothing against the Cowboys. They had a great game plan. They know Michael. They know his weaknesses, so they know how to play him. And then, like you said, they was double teaming him, and they didn't take advantage on the other side. But Dak is balling like crazy. I think, like you said, the return extra point kind of was a momentum shift for them. And then in the end, Green Bay just didn't play to win in the second in the overtime with the piss poor clock management at the end of that game.
Piss poor, okay.
Piss poor.
That was terrible. That was terrible.
It was my favorite word. It was trash.
It was. I give you that. Because you got to play with a sense of urgency. It's like the whole time they was okay. They was content once they got in field goal range with the tie. That was what you gave, even if that's not what they were doing. They gave that, and so that's what I had. I had a problem with that. But I mean, the NFL too gotta make some changes with the rules. Yeah, Gonzalez, I feel you, but they gotta make some changes with the rules. I mean, if you're gonna say that each team gets a chance to score, you can't have a 10-minute overtime. It's just
you might as well do the college the way they do it in college, but then that's kind of fluky too. So I mean,
it's gonna be fluky either way, right?
Yes.
So you got to find a way. I think you got to find a way to break the tie, But if you're gonna give each team a chance, I think it's got to at least be a full quarter. It can't be a 10-minute quarter, because you see one drive could last 5 minutes, and that's both basically you score, I score, we still in a tie. Right, so it's
they shortened it, and it's the first time they still ended up this way, right?
That's what I'm saying. It shouldn't shorten. If you're gonna say both teams get a chance, no matter what, because before both teams got a chance if you didn't score a touchdown. If you scored a touchdown, it was over, right? So now, no matter what, you get a chance, but you still shorten the quarter to 10 minutes. So you're really just saying you get one chance, and you can still end up in the tie, which is what we got. Right, so you don't really have anything to differentiate. You at least before had the touchdown to kind of differentiate between the two. But if you're going to say that both
or get it done in 4 quarters and don't have me sitting here,
well, that's ideal.
I'm gonna think about it, and I'm gonna pose fans to think about it. What would be your alternative? And don't just say the college method, because that's. I want to know if you got some other creativity, because my concern would be that you still could have the same problem even if you made it a full quarter, because that became the method of the way people used to try to beat Brady and Mahomes early on, right? Which was do a long drive so that you keep them on the bench and you don't give them enough time to score, right?
Yeah, you're right.
And so if you do that, did you really beat them, or the time ran out? So I think that's why college doesn't use a clock.
No, they don't.
It's just like, if you a dog, get the score.
No,
and so maybe we can start each team on the 50-yard line.
And I don't hate the college rule. And I know there's a lot of people that think it's gimmicky and don't like it. I don't hate it, because it's basically tit for tat, right? So even when you go to soccer, you got penalty kicks. You do yours, I do mine.
Well, that's why I said maybe
you got hockey. Hockey got
maybe they started the 50 or the 40. Yeah, I don't think the 20.
I mean,
maybe not as close as they start in college, but I agree with you.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah. And you can't kick, and you can't kick.
So no.
But
no field goal.
Yes. So everybody go for it on 4th down.
But I'm saying make everybody hustle.
That's gonna make a long game,
though. But with the NFL's comeback to that is gonna be player safety, and that's part of the reason why they're doing the 10-minute overtime, because of player safety. But like you said, 2 songs and the game is over. 2 5-minute drives, the game is over from that aspect, and then all of a sudden you just say tie. But then in the Super Bowl, you break the rules. You just like, oh, we're just gonna keep going until they score.
Let's make it sudden death. 4th and 1, everybody on the 1-yard line. You got one shot.
Tush push.
Well, I mean, that's similar to college when they start going 2-point for 2-point, right? I think the third overtime is you just do, a 2-point play or basically a touchdown for a touchdown. But hey, that's an option. And with kickers kicking what they kicking, let's go kick for kick. That's back it up.
Yeah, just back it up. Start
kickers are not
to a 40-yard
equal.
To a 40-yard, to a 50-yard.
Let's keep backing it up. Keep backing it up till somebody miss.
Okay. Well, let's get into week 5.
Let's get it.
This is a challenging week. We still have 2 undefeated teams. We still have some teams that would like more wins.
That would like
and
more.
But tonight we're gonna start with our 4 games with Vikings versus Broncos, and Browns. Sorry. And my reason for even bringing this game up is twofold. 1, it's in London, and 2, obviously Dylan is starting, and there's a vast of opinions even between the 3 of us on as to why he's starting this week. I don't know if it's, oh, look at Dart, let's get our shot at that, or me who feels like it's an international game. You were going to have a backup quarterback for the Vikings. Not much of a flair going on originally with the Browns. And so you bring in a lot of spice. And normally I don't really engage in any of the rhetoric towards players from the media or other personalities. But I was troubled with some of the takes to me that were being taken out of context, because I feel like you have to believe in yourself. Of course, I'm talking about Shador. You have to believe in yourself and your talents and what you expect to do. And you and I know specifically, when I say you, Coach Bpat, you coach. So you know that every player believes they're the best. They may know somebody plays better than them, but theoretically your thought process is always, I'm the best, I'm the best. And you believe when you get your shot, you gonna run it up. That's what you're supposed to believe. I mean, I joined a bowling team with no bowling skills, and I still thought I was the best bowler. Now, I became the best bowler at the school at the time. Sure did. I backed it up. But the point was, when I got on the team, that was the belief I had about myself and what I would prepare to do. So then if I tell you that, and then you crap on me just because somebody else is in control of my position at the time, that doesn't mean that I'm not that. So it's unfair. So I say shout out to Shador for playing a better one-up game and doing the silent interview. I loved it. I loved everything about it, because basically no matter what he say or do, you using it as a way to destroy him to the media. And so that to me doesn't make sense. There are healthy conversations about topics, but I haven't seen anything healthy. Here we are. Look, I even did it. Dylan is starting. He's a 3rd round pick. It's his starting week. And we talking about the guy you say is the 3rd backup and your 5th round pick.
That's all.
And you spending more time interviewing him.
My thing is, what 3rd string quarterback gets interviewed? Period. I mean, think about it. I mean, we got what Texans got.
Only one. Only one. No,
Yes.
Jameis Winston, but that's not because he's the 3rd string quarterback.
But
That's because he's a joy.
But not only just that, Jameis Winston is going to be a media star. We've already had this discussion last year, 2 years ago, 5 years ago. The problem is, like with Shador, is they're looking for something that's not there. I mean, you still got shows like Get Up, First Take. They're talking about a 3rd string quarterback, but the first thing they did was run up on the microphone because they want him to say something that's out of the ordinary or that's not normal. But like you said, Dylan's getting his opportunity as the 3rd string quarterback. I mean, it's the 3rd round quarterback. I'm sorry. 3rd round quarterback. What the hell?
Why you do it? Why you do it? Keep your thought, man.
That's why
he can't even keep talking. He can't even keep talking.
So, no, but what I'm saying is, from that standpoint,
this
Shador
ain't even as big.
It wasn't that big.
It was bigger than this. It was bigger than this.
It was
okay.
thicker. It was thicker than that. But go ahead.
So, but but what third string quarterback gets interviewed because of somebody? I mean, did Jameis get interviewed after Dart got promoted to first string?
Even when they talk to Jameis, it's a different type of interview.
The question is even different.
Jameis
been there, done that. Right. They're also asking him about the supporting role. They're already advocating for what it is.
Right.
They're still coming at him like basically, ooh, somebody got picked over you. How you feel?
Yeah, how you feeling?
Mama gave me a lollipop and she didn't even save one for you. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So, no, I mean, we'll see. I mean, we'll see about the
it is.
Yes.
It is.
Yes.
I
mean, we'll see how the Browns play this, because Minnesota is going to be blitzing the time they get off the plane. And, or the time, I mean, Brian Flores is going to bring a blitz everywhere he can. They'll bring a blitz from the safety, the cornerback. They'll stunt between the D tackle and the D end, because, Texans have that problem. But a lot of teams have the problems against the stunts. But we'll see that's going to be happening. It's going to happen because Carson Wentz is on the other side.
Who are you going with?
How about who y'all picking?
Wait, why are you still thinking?
I'm going Brown. I'm going Vikings. I'm sorry. Vikings. I'm going Vikings.
Boy, you in entanglement with your own pick.
No. I meant to say Vikings.
But... you meant to go to Sally's house, but you ended up at James.
I turned left instead of right.
Oh, okay. I'm Vikings.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Vikings just because of the rookie starter. I mean, I'm not gonna say Wentz is gonna torch that Browns defense, because they're gonna be on his butt like white on rice. But yeah, I give the Vikings the edge on this. And shout out to the Vikings for getting 2 international games, both road games.
Right. It still make them Minnesota money. We were just talking about that too.
Back to back. So that's cool.
Yeah, I like the back to back. It's kind of smart too. So you don't wear down the team with too much intermittent travel.
I want to stay on by next week. I didn't check that.
I think yes, they are. Remember, because we talked about McCarthy should be back after the bye.
Yeah.
Yeah. So next game up, Cowboys versus Jets. Jets had a tough Monday night loss. Some self-infliction, some just,
Jets being Jets.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I think this will be in Coach Pat's famous phrase. And I heard the phrase was used on
good medicine. Feel good medicine. Feel good medicine. Yeah, I mean, feel good. The Jets look bad. They look bad.
So I'm real hesitant to just really call a team bad. I think we saw a bad performance. I won't say the team is bad. I just think, like, I really watched that game and I was just kind of in shock because I was texting Derek. But
both teams are bad.
The other game. No. Let me go where I'm going with it.
Yeah.
Because if you watched every play, there's some things that I don't know who decided them, but you can literally tell, like Natasha, and I may not be the best example because I watch a lot of football, but you can literally tell what the offense was getting ready to do. You could read it from the mannerisms of Justin, the mannerisms of the center, and that's good film work by the Dolphins, but there's also something going on. Either somebody came up with something too simple, but that don't work. It wasn't even about the play. It was the fact that you could tell what it was, and then you could hear it. When the mic was hot, you could hear it. So if we heard it, a good defense, an average defense could hear it. And Weaver's over there running that defense. He know what's up.
Yeah.
So
I forgot who was calling the game too, and they was even picking up the tail on some plays. But
you could tell when he was going to do a pass play. You could tell when he was going to do a run play. And so half the time he running for his life because the play was already tipped.
Yeah. That, you know what? That brings me to somebody we missed on the so disappointing from last week, and I would say that's the coach in Jacksonville. Getting upset with Saleh. I don't know if you heard the press conference from that, but Saleh basically was giving him a compliment, but I guess him using the words illegal sign stealing way. But what he was saying was his coaching staff is really good at picking up tails from the other offense that they would know the play, which is what you're talking about with the Jets. He was saying that they have to be really good on their communication this week, because that staff was really good at picking up different little tails that you would give in your offense. And so he got mad at it. But that's basically what you're saying, that the Jets were, they had tails that Miami was picking up and they was jumping those plays. So, it's
and that's why I prefer to say a bad game and not just say a bad team, because I feel like they got some decent DBs,
they got pieces. They got pieces, and the team really didn't play bad. You know what I mean?
Nah.
It was the teams were comparable, and they just, to me, it was a lot of penalties. Right, this weekend when you watch, even we started on Saturday with the LSU and the A&M, those two games where it's like 20 penalties and it ain't even halftime. It was like the weekend of the flag, even carried over into Sunday and then into Monday. It was just like a lot of penalties in these games, and that's another game. It was just flags. I started to tell T to come dressed in the ref uniform.
The ref
because man, they was throwing a flag on air. It seemed like almost every big play was a flag on something.
It was just flags, and then the Jets game was like that too. They was getting a lot of penalties at bad times. They would have a big play and it would get negated by a penalty. And so we saw it in the Denver game right after that. You know what I mean? It was just, and that'll make a team look like they're bad. But I think Justin is a good piece for them. I think Aaron Glenn is a good coach for them, and I think they'll be better, as they develop and as they play together. But it just wasn't in the cards for them, and I don't think it's going to be in the cards for them this week.
Well, I really hate that this is the follow-up week because it puts a lot of pressure on the defense, because we don't have anything other than the fact that they could use a running game so the Dak doesn't have to throw so much. The Cowboys offense is not their weak link. So in that, it's very difficult if you're not going to be a point matching team.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yes.
And so if you meet a comparable defense, you have to figure out how to put points up. Your team giving you the ball back, you got to score.
You got to score.
You have to.
You got to put points on the board against Dallas for real.
I mean, because like I said, Brandon, I don't know how much of the game you caught, but like they fumbled on the 1 yard line.
Yeah, I missed that one. I heard that, but I missed that part.
Yeah, I mean, he had to calm his player down from that. So I mean, and you have to also get in the mindset. Everybody says be a professional and you playing a team sport, but the Jets have had to suffer a lot of change in a short amount of time. They've had a lot of change for the players that have been there. You've been through 3 quarterbacks, in and out receivers, changing head coaches. So the only thing consistent is you losing. And you get tired of it.
It gets it's the mindset at that point.
Yeah.
And you got the New York media.
A new coach every time. You can't expect a new coach to fix it in a month.
He won't. Yeah.
No. Hell, even when we watch a movie that's supposed to be with a bad team and the coach come in to save the day, he don't really save the day till the end of the season. So
they always go on a run. and
Yeah.
barely
Like
make it into the playoffs, but then win it
four
out.
game winning streak or something like that.
Yeah. So
we can make it to the playoffs if we tie this week and win that week. Then they win the whole thing.
Yes.
So with that, we can say it's a clean sweep on the Cowboys.
Yeah, it's Cowboys.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Moving on to Houston. Houston's on the road this week. They got a matchup again in Baltimore. Baltimore, you having big fun. Oh, sorry. I had a flashback there. Sorry.
With the
That's
ratchet.
Cosby Show resident.
With the ratchet.
Man, that episode was hilarious.
Yeah. So you're gonna go have big fun. I think every year there's a team that you catch at the right time that might have the right set of injuries and the right set of issues going on that you could just sneak in a win.
So you saying we got a chance? That's just
we got a chance. Look, I haven't won in Baltimore yet, so
I was about to say I would say we have a chance, but I'm gonna be there. So there goes the chance.
Oh Lord.
So fun fact, I'm still in debate. I was thinking about coming, but I'm also thinking about going to the Aces game. So I'm trying to think.
Oh, go to the Aces game.
Yeah, go to Vegas.
That's easy. That's
Yeah.
easy. That's
So,
Aces game.
Yes, I'm just trying to figure that out. But yes, I want you to have big fun.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna have a good time regardless.
Look, y'all,
with me, it's about the experience.
I'm gonna wait for Derek to tell his Baltimore story. His Baltimore story that didn't happen.
Oh, you talking about that one? Oh, so yeah, I was supposed to. You want me to tell it now? I was supposed to go to Baltimore a couple. What was 2 seasons ago? Well, no, it was last year. It was
CJ's rookie season.
3 years ago.
Yeah, first game of the year. Yeah. So be careful when you're traveling or when you're planning to travel, and make sure you book the flight the right way. That's what I'll say. I booked the flight the wrong way, and I had many opportunities to catch it. So it's on me 100% that I had many chances to catch it, from the notice to check in early, being an hour early, and I was like, man, I can check into my flight an hour early. Oh, okay. To getting on the parking shuttle and telling the guy which terminal I was going to, he was like, you sure? They normally not open this early in the morning, because me and my wife had an early flight. Then we get all the way to the terminal, and there's nobody in the security line. We get up there and realize that we booked it. Well, I booked the trip, not we. I booked the trip Baltimore to Houston instead of Houston to Baltimore. So yeah, so that trip didn't happen. It was going to cost too much to try to switch the flight, and I was off to a bad start. It was raining, so I just canceled that trip. So
it was raining. He wasn't going to make the hotel in time, even if he took the other flights. But the thing is, I had been there, but I did it just Houston to Dallas, and that was back when they used to scan your ticket at the TSA, so you didn't get all the way to the gate and realize. But it was like beep.
No, that's we was at TSA. We was at the first.
No, but now TSA don't take my boarding pass.
Oh,
now.
Yeah, they still do. Probably with your clear stuff, maybe. I don't know. But
I don't know all my stuff. I don't do that. They scan my eyes and I go through. So
yeah, they just making sure who you are. But yeah, even the guy kept putting the ticket in there, and he was like, it's not taking it. So what he thought was we was trying to use the return. He's like, oh, it's the return.
He's like, you have another one? He's
and
like,
when I looked at it, I was like, oh crap. Nah, let's go, babe. Let's go.
He's like, I ain't even tell this man
I was like, nah, let's go. I realized that I booked it backwards. So then she was like, what? And I was like, yeah, I booked the trip backwards. So yeah, we sat there and I was contemplating switching it, and it just things wasn't. It was a bad start to the weekend. So
well, I'm hoping you have big fun. And
you booked it right this time.
I'm sorry.
You booked it right this time.
Oh man, I checked it.
Man, he probably had PTSD. He probably checked it 4 times.
I checked it today.
I should probably check it again after that.
Nah, she's not going this time, but she actually in Chicago. But But no, I checked it. I checked it today, and I'm
Oh
probably.
man, this is gonna be a solo trip.
Nah, I'm going with my sister and my cousin, and
Oh, okay,
we
your
got
trifecta. Okay,
yeah,
yeah,
we got some. She
y'all
got
been doing the
family up
thing.
there, so
Yeah, they're gonna have big fun.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're gonna have
big
fun.
fun.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm excited for y'all. Yeah, well, I'm picking my home team. I'm gonna be a homer. I'm picking the Texans. Actually, I was gonna pick them either way if Lamar play or not, because I just feel like we are better than what we've been playing. I feel like we have, and the stats kind of show it. I feel like we have a lights out defense. I just feel like at some points though they were getting tired because our offense wasn't moving. It's one thing when you don't score, but it's another thing when the ball's not moving, because basically every 3 plays you're putting them back out there. So eventually you give up points because you need a
lot. They was playing a lot of snaps.
Yeah, and so when you take that into account, I did like the way the line was playing toward the end. And I also think that, wins give you courage. Red Bull says when it gives you wings. I say wins give you courage. And it's courage to try to do the more of the thing that was working and say it wasn't a fluke. So yeah, I think some of the line play toward the end will get cleaned up. I know people make highlight reels. Like I said, you can make a reel to prove any point you want. You can make somebody look good or you can make somebody look bad. But when you sit there, if you put some full digest on it, it's like we didn't know what we would still expect from the line, but we definitely thought we had a better team than what the record column showed. And nobody really cares how good you think your team is. Everybody checks the record column. So I'm going to go with them. Coach?
I'm with you. I was gonna go with Houston the whole time, whether Lamar played or didn't play, because like I said, there was no way Bills could go up. And Baltimore's defense is struggling right now. So hopefully we can, attack that defense. One, they're struggling with injuries and they're struggling with their scheme right now. Whether or not Lamar plays or not, I was going to go with that way because Houston has to have a chip on their shoulder no matter what Baltimore team they play. Because you got drove on Christmas Day, and that should be motivation enough alone as it is.
Correction. That was the Beyonce Bowl.
My bad. Beyonce Bowl. And then on top of that, hopefully Kaylee and the offense figured something out in that fourth quarter of the feel good game, so to speak. So I'll go with the Texans on that one. DJones.
DJones? Derek? Hello.
I think I'm glitching over here.
You wasn't glitching. You was moving.
You was moving though.
You was moving.
I'm having a technical.
Well, on that note,
there it is.
Let's see. DJones, you back?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
It was glitching for me. I was like hearing computer love, as you call it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
We was watching you move,
yeah,
and so you was talking about it's glitching, and B was
could have
like,
been why he was. That could have been why he was moving because he heard computer love.
Oh, no.
I was
When he
trying
say
not
computer
to
love, no. When he say computer love, that's my phrase I use when we would be on the phone and something go wrong with the signal. It just sound like a computer chip, almost like auto tune.
Yeah,
craziness.
That's what I was hearing.
So we wanted to know your
Baltimore.
pick. Oh, you picking
Ravens.
Baltimore?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm picking Baltimore. It's the same reason what y'all saying. That was who I was gonna pick. That's who I'm gonna stick with. I said we will beat Tennessee, lose Baltimore, have a bye week, and then the season really turn up. The offense got to show me that they can be consistent before I'm going to pick them consistently now. But yeah, against Baltimore, we're gonna go Baltimore.
Okay. All right. Our game of the week, which seems to be the best matchup on the schedule, 2-3-1 teams. Bucks coming off their tough loss to the Eagles and Seahawks. Shout out to Sam Darnold. This one's tough. Seahawks are at home. I feel like it's hard to compare, for your defense to not allow to basically to get rushed on, because they didn't have one completed pass in the second half last week. The Eagles did, and they still beat you. I don't see that type of run game in Seahawks, but they're at home. So I'm still leaning toward them. I think with some of the injuries and things going on with the Bucks, they're about even. So I'm gonna keep it a buck, but I'm going with the Birds. DJones?
I'm gonna go with the Bucks on this one. I love the way Irvin is not only running the ball out the backfield, but catching it and making big explosive plays. I think as long as Baker can keep the turnovers down, I think the Bucks defense travels, and I think the Bucks will edge this one out on the road. What you say, Coach?
Field goal game. I'm going with the Bucks as well, because same thing with DJones, same thing with Gonzalez is saying about Baker Mayfield. I think he's starting to catch his groove and feeling comfortable being the Bucks quarterback, as is Sam Darnold with Seahawks. I just think it's going to be a decently played game from the aspect of both quarterbacks are depending on week to week how they can be with their defense. I just think the Bucks defense is going to give a slight edge over the Seahawks offense. So that's the only reason why I'm going with the Bucks. With the win.
One caveat, Coach. I know you saw the injury report this week. Was Mike Evans on there? Do you know?
Mike Evans was on there, and as is Baker Mayfield, but we talked about that could be just to put on there, just the rest day. But Mike Evans is basically week to week on that one. Yeah. So, but when Mike Evans is out, who's going to step up? But the Bucks got the rookie wide receiver, so he can step up.
And that might change my mind.
For sure.
And the rookie, I'm just, I come in.
Yeah, he's balling.
Yes, he's balling.
We didn't think about that aspect with the two Ohio State receivers. I know they don't go head to head, but one is on the Seahawks and one is on
yes.
But we didn't think about that. Jackson Smith and Jigba and Ibeka.
Yep. So, but I just think Baker has a lot of trust with his other receivers for this week to get the win.
Oh, I might be changing it then.
But that's what I said when I said it. I said they run.
I didn't know
they're not gonna be able to run.
I didn't know he was hurt. So yeah, my bad. I know you said the running game.
They got Irvin questionable with the foot, and they got Baker questionable with a knee.
Baker gonna be fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, without Irvin, and if Irvin and Mike Evans, then I'm flipping that to Seahawks. But yeah, they play. I like that changes.
And I just want to shout out. I just want to go back to something Gonzalez said, because I want to make sure we understand. You cannot put any battery packs in your checked luggage. They ask you to remove them. You must bring them as carry-on luggage, because they can explode or catch on fire underneath the plane. So they want those with you. Or in this case, leave your backup computer at home. Coach.
Leave your server in the server.
I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know what I was thinking. I got my steps in going back to the car, though. That was good.
He said that was good.
I got my steps in going damn back.
Your minds wanted to know, was the battery not heavy when we was watching?
No, it wasn't that heavy. It wasn't that heavy. But my phone was like on like 10 or 25% at the time. and that thing charged super fast. So I was just.
I mean, but Brandon, why was your phone not charged? Because the only thing we did that day
My
was
charger broke. My charger was broke.
So wait, y'all. First of all, Brandon lost his wallet on this trip, and now you're telling me your charger was broke.
One. This was one. Was it one?
Yes. Okay. So either you lied
it was
to
Vegas.
us, or this was that
Vegas.
trip.
Yes. I remember that one. Yes.
You had an entanglement.
There's two trips that I lost my wallet on. It was one on my way to Miami for basketball, and I left my wallet inside the you know how that little basket, the basket behind the seat, and then this other one.
He's talking about Oville. Oville was on the show last week checking about that. He's talking about when you put that in his car. But you know, Brandon, you don't continue the stories about you and your lost wallet, because the places you lost your wallet in sounded the sound suspect. Like you fell asleep and it was on the couch.
And how?
Vegas.
Vegas.
And in Vegas, you couldn't even explain to us.
Yeah.
You was like, I went to my
that's
room.
right. I didn't know. No, I didn't lose it. I think I left it at home. No, I lost it.
No, that's impossible, because you checked into your room.
Yeah, I lost it. Yeah. Because I was like, man.
Just stop while you're ahead. Because first of all.
You
know I be all on top of them facts. So just stop. And we remember trying to talk to you about it and security and everything else. So
you didn't want to talk about it. So
because you got an attitude. That's the first time you got a little snappy. I was like, well, let me buy you some breakfast then with your mean self. So
yeah.
You was a little rough.
Yeah.
You was a little Brandon rough. And then so you ain't tell us. So you must have been in your feelings, because you ain't even tell us your charger was broke, because we would have charged your phone instead of you trying to bring your whole server room. But I got a question before we go, because I mean, do you still have it?
No.
You threw it away? Did you take that to recycle?
Matter of fact, it broke, I think, a week after the Vegas trip.
Okay, because I'm trying to find a comparable. I'm just like, when you saw that, what made you buy it? Was that like a year and a
No. Okay, so you gotta remember, we had COVID then, and I needed it for school purposes at that time to charge. It was to charge my computer while we was doing portable. We was doing portable stuff. So we did that part, and that's the reason why I bought it. And then on top of that, it was on sale. It was like I want
y'all to understand, he could charge everybody's computer on this show right now.
That was generated.
All our cell phones, all our Apple Watches, and Derek's wife's and his 2 kids all at the same time. That's how much juice that thing is.
And that thing sped up fast too, me. But
yeah, I mean, smallest generator I done seen.
Well, before we go, I'm gonna give a shout out to my nephew, who had another great special teams play last week. He's just enjoying himself down there at SFA. And so, yeah, I'm so glad you retired that thing to the land of recycle. But we're gonna let you make it on that. And shout out to all just athletes working hard, just trying to get through the day. And people, because the world is tough right now. And so I'm just going to send a little bit of encouragement that even what you do, keep doing it. If it brings you joy, try to do it on repeat, and if you can't do it every day, at least spend some time thinking about it, so that way you'll be encouraged to do it again. And on that note, we're going to let Coach Bpat tell y'all about his entanglements. He's entangled with money and power. So we don't see him when the money right. So y'all follow Coach Bpat. His social media don't tell you much, because he be living a double life. But
I don't live no double life. I can tell you that right now. I'm Coach Bpat on Twitter and X. I'm sorry, X and Instagram.
We still use the old logo.
Okay, my bad.
We old
Twitter
school
did.
over here.
Twitter did.
We old school over here.
DJones.
Oh man, you know, you get at your boy, that boy DJones on Twitter, on TikTok, and that boy D.Jones on Instagram.
Can't wait to see your wrap up of your trip. I'm gonna be looking for that.
Looking forward to it.
Yes, and I'm of course the Gransberry. If I'm the favorite daughter, the stadium queen. Anytime, look for me. Subscribe, Twitter, Instagram, and remember, if you ever need to think about who's the worst, it's always a Leo.